Today, Quindin's soft purrs fill the shelter with music. Her once matted fur now shines a silky white and gray under the sunlight, and her bright eyes follow every hand that reaches out to pet her. She loves to roll onto her back, exposing her belly for scratches, a sign of pure trust and comfort. It's hard to believe this joyful cat, who now climbs into laps and playfully swats at dangling strings, was once treated as something less than life itself, because a year ago, Quindin was living a nightmare. Quindin's story began in a quiet suburban neighborhood, where she appeared one day at the doorstep of a kind-hearted resident. But she didn't look like any healthy house cat. Her fur was crusted with dirt and waste, and a pungent odor clung to her tiny body. The stench wasn't neglect, it was survival. A terrible accident had left Quindin's lower body paralyzed. With no control over her bodily functions, she often soiled herself, and the smell followed her everywhere. Instead of pity, she met disgust. People recoiled, waving her away with harsh words and gestures. To them, she wasn't a creature in need of saving. She was a burden, something to avoid. Every day was a battle against hunger, cold, and loneliness. And every night, as she curled up on whatever dry patch of ground she could find, her hope slipped further away. Until one day, she dragged her broken little body into the corner of a stranger's home. That single act, her last plea for help, changed everything. The resident who found her didn't hesitate. They contacted a local rescue group known as Paralyzed, explaining the cat's heartbreaking condition. Within hours, the team arrived. What they saw brought them to tears. A frail, terrified cat, covered in filth, her eyes wide with pain and fear. Yet beneath all that suffering, there was something else. A faint glimmer, a tiny spark of life refusing to die. Without a second thought, they scooped her up, wrapped her in soft blankets, and whispered the promise she had been waiting her whole life to hear. "You're safe now. We won't give up on you." At the shelter, Quindin's recovery began, not with medicine, but with kindness. The team gave her a warm bath, carefully washing away the dirt and despair. As the water ran clear, a different cat seemed to emerge. A soul who had been hiding beneath layers of neglect and rejection. Veterinarians were immediately consulted. Her paralysis was confirmed, and the team worked with specialists to create a care plan. Special diapers, medications, and hygiene routines became part of her daily life. But physical healing was only part of the journey. What Quindin needed most was love, and love is what she received in abundance. The rescue team spoke to her in gentle voices, stroked her softening fur, and held her close every chance they got. For a cat who had been treated as disposable, every touch was a revelation. I am loved. I am worth saving. The road to recovery wasn't quick. It took 12 long months of patience, care, and dedication. But with each passing week, the little paralyzed cat, who had once been shunned by the world, began to transform. Her fur grew back, soft and glossy. She gained weight, her fragile bones now cushioned by healthy muscle. Her eyes, once clouded with sorrow, began to sparkle with curiosity and joy. And then came the moment that no one will forget. The first time Quindin purred. A soft, trembling sound that grew louder each time she was held. Tears streamed down the rescuers' faces as they realized she wasn't just surviving, she was learning to live. By the end of the year, Quindin had become a playful, affectionate cat. She chased toys, snuggled into laps, and greeted every volunteer with happy meows. Visitors to the shelter couldn't believe she was the same animal who had been found in such a heartbreaking state. Quindin's story became more than a rescue tale. It became a testament to the power of compassion. She taught everyone who met her that no life is ever too broken to save, and that love can heal wounds far deeper than the body. Her journey from despair to joy reminds us of one simple truth. Every creature deserves a chance at happiness. Quindin is alive, thriving, and loved because someone cared enough to act.
Eu mereço. Agora tá correndo atrás de gato pra secar a bunda de gato. Não seco nem meu cabelo direito. Vamos secar os dedinhos pra não dar funguinho. Volta aqui. Volta aqui. Vem aqui, Didi. Vem aqui, ô Cuchu. O que você quer? O que você quer? É bolinha? Aqui é o que ele quer. Me dá aqui essa bolinha. Me dá aqui essa bolinha. Vem trazer pra mim. Olha o Quindin se escondendo pra não secar a bunda. Ele só ficou com a bunda pra fora. Vamos secar o pingolim. Vamos secar o pingolim. Você não se esconde de mim. Você não se esconde de mim. Ai, meu amorzinho. Fala, eu gosto, mano. Eu gosto de secar a bundinha. Eu gosto de secar meu popozinho. Já escovamos, fala. Já escovamos. Vamos pôr fraldinha agora que o popô tá feio. O Quindin, o que você tá procurando? O Quindin quer abrir a sacola das notas. Tem que cadastrar a notinha. Quindin, você tá rasgando. Meu Deus, ele tá rasgando. As notas da Kelly. Ai, meu Deus, deixa eu rasgar essa sacola, te mando. Ai, que gato mais lindo, manda. Tirou uma? Vou gosto desse lentinho quente, pingolim. Eu gosto. Eu gosto. Eu gosto. Conseguiu, ele conseguiu entrar. Ah, Amanda disse que eu gosto de sacola de notas. O que você tá fazendo aí, gato? Ai, gato lindo, mais amado. fofinha. Ai, preguiça, anda. Assou. Cadê o Quindin? Assou. Ô, preguicinha, por que você deita aí, Quindin? Olha, tem um negócio fofinho, não, ele deita no chão. Vai entender esse gato?
If her story touched your heart, send your prayers and love for Quindin and the incredible purrs rescue team in the comments. Like and share this video to spread her story and help save more lives. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful rescue stories that prove kindness changes everything.
Oh,